I am Nate WL777 and this is Character Piece. Today we'll be reviewing an anime by Netflix by the name of Godzilla. This is actually a 3-episode series. They are about an hour and a half to 2 hours long. The first of which is Planet of the Monsters, the second which is City on the Edge, and the third is The Planet Eater. All three, I believe, were released in 2018. The anime begins with the destruction of the human race by Godzilla. The remaining humans are forced to leave and drift in space. As the resources run out, they set their sights back on returning to their homeland of Earth and seeing how it's changed and if they can re-inhabit that and reclaim it for themselves, as they have no homeland. The animation here overall is actually very good. I think that they do a very good job mixing both the dark, gritty aspects with also some of the lighter, funner animation and definitely bright, colorful stuff here. So I think they did a really good job mixing those. The action in this is actually really good. It looks beautiful. So I definitely enjoyed that aspect of it whenever there were any kind of interactions in the fight scenes and stuff like that. That was done very well. The biggest issue with this, and I think it's the biggest issue overall with the anime period, is actually the CGI aspect. This is a new way that they've gone about doing animation, where they mix CGI with actually hand drawings, and this has gotten a lot more heavier on the CGI style. This one actually works a lot better than most, I believe, but at the same time, it does be a little bit jarring and take you out of the animation at times. Again, this one is not overly done in that aspect, but I wish that it was a little bit cleaner in some areas and some parts. I believe that is the weakest part of the anime overall. As far as the story is concerned, I love the story in here. I think it's a great, deep story. There's a lot of stuff to discuss here, a lot of science, it's actually a mixture of a lot of science and religion and philosophy and also, heroics, people, with their willpower and fights and stuff. And so anyways, I think that they did a really good job of really bringing a lot into this anime and making it very interesting. Sometimes there can be some convenient aspects to it. Things happen and you're kind of like, okay, I guess that happened. And then also there can be some things that are a little bit confusing, but overall I think those are very minor details, and those things happen every once in a while. They're not a huge part of it. Overall the story does flow very well together. There also are some moments that get a little bit slow, but again, not overly slow. I think especially in the second act, which would be the second movie itself, I think that's where things slow down the most, but it's definitely well worth getting past those moments, and even in those moments I think there's a lot of interesting dialogue that keeps you interested in it, and development of the characters that keep you going pretty well. There's not a lot of moments where I was bored watching this, so I definitely appreciate that aspect. The action is done well. There's plenty of action in it to keep you going, so I do think that they did a very good job of fleshing that out. As far as the characters are concerned, some of the characters, just small, like the side characters, maybe could have used a little bit more development. There was a few in particular that I can think of that I just think, I wish I knew a little bit more about them, a little bit more about their backstories. As far as the main characters are concerned, I think they did a really good job of putting out their motivations, putting out their backstories. You understand where they're coming from on things. Even when there's some twists and turns in this anime, and even when those things happen, you can understand from their perspective why it is that they went that route. I did appreciate that. I thought the characters were developed pretty well. I think that the chemistry between them all was also very well done. I bought that a lot of them have different perspectives, they come from different places, and they definitely don't have the same viewpoints on where things should happen and how things should be done. And I think that they do a very good job of pointing that out, to say, there is some disagreements between characters. Not everybody is there just to do the same thing. I thought that that was very well done, and the chemistry there and the way that that played off of each other was done well as well. As far as the voiceovers are concerned, again, I think that they do a very good job of bringing these characters to life. The emotions there, the dialogue was good. I did find most of it very interesting. Even some of the parts where they maybe have a little bit of heavy exposition in it and explanations of what is going on, I was still very interested in what they were saying. So kudos to them for doing that. As far as for kids, I do believe that this is fine for kids to watch. I did originally. This is a return. I watched this originally when it first came out with my son, and I don't believe that there was anything in there that was bad. It's mostly just action. There's not even a lot of blood and guts in this, so I do think kids would be able to watch this. As far as my favorite character is concerned, it is Mayana. Mayana is a twin. She is, they're not exactly human, but they are very humanoids. If you watch this, you will find that out. They're caring. She is a very caring and helpful person. It seems like she kind of thinks for herself, where a lot of people don't necessarily think for themselves, and that she kind of breaks away from pack sometimes and does her own thing. She's just a very capable person, and I really liked her. I thought she was very interesting and brought a lot to the story that I appreciated. So she was my favorite character in this. I'm going to go ahead and rate this. I am going to give this a 9.1. This is a very good anime. It definitely gets in my upper echelons. I think a lot of people are sleeping on this. When I went and I looked into the rating of it from a lot of people, I don't think that they gave it the credit that it deserved, although most of the time the audience score was a lot higher. If you give this a watch, I think that you will definitely enjoy it. I would highly recommend it. I had a lot of fun watching it originally. When I went back to watch it again, I enjoyed it just the same. I chose to do this review right now because of the movie we went and watched this weekend, which is Godzilla King of Monsters. I wanted to bring it back out because a lot of people are enjoying that movie, myself included, and I just wanted to say, hey, look, if you want to dive a little bit more into the storyline of this, I think that they complement each other pretty well, and that lore is there. So if you went to this movie, you had a lot of fun, you came out and said, man, I'd really like to see a lot more Godzilla, I highly recommend checking this out. Again, 3 movies, roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours each, so there's a lot of watch, but they're easy watches. You'll get through them very easily. So if you liked what you heard here, give me a like, give me a subscribe, comment below, let me know. Do you like another character? Do you think that I overrated this? Do you think I underrated this? Should this be higher? Should this be lower? Get the discussion going below. Give me a comment. Thank you for taking time out to watch this. I look forward to seeing you again in the future. Oh, I will be leaving a link below to the anime itself, but the link that I leave below will not be to Netflix. But I definitely encourage you with these that have the Netflix production on it to go to Netflix to watch it. Give it a like if you liked it. I want to encourage the anime department there and their production of it. Again, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future.